Ready or not, we're back with game number 2 between Navi and Dir. Well, that was one way to get us back on track with time. Thank you, Goblin, sort of. Game number 2 between Navi and Dir. I'm Luminous from DirCommentary.com. Joining me alongside is Gods from Ghosted Gamers. Gods, your thoughts?
Well, thoughts is that Dara got completely destroyed last game, and they need to have some major changes this game with maybe going with a more conventional strategy, not going for this all-in push, which Navi, I mean, they knew it was coming. They adjusted accordingly. They were happy to give up a few towers, and then Dendi just turned it on. I mean, that's not often you see an offlane invoker, but really just completely dominated once he got his early game items up, and even early game, even before then, he was just getting kill after kill on that lone druid. So game number 2, I expect something a bit more standard for Dara. I don't know about you, but I feel Na'Vi maybe going to mix things up here with a surprise pick or two. Maybe it's time we see the Nyx Assassin finally.
The question is, can Dir play standard without their best player, quote unquote? I mean, a lot of strategy, again, runs through G, assumes G has a powerful start, and if G's not here or doesn't have that powerful start, I don't think they have a standard game. Now, by no means I'm saying there is one-dimensional. I mean, earlier today, they played without G with a beautiful double semi-carry strat, and they won the game. But I'm not sure what standard strategy will work against one of the best. Now, one of the best team in the world does have a stand-in, although Nier played beautifully on that Witch Doctor last game, so I don't see too much fault with him playing. So, I mean, this is Navi. If you want to beat him, I gotta say, you gotta throw something out of the window. I don't think you could play straight up against Navi.
Yeah, no, I have to agree. I mean, if you want to cause an upset against Navi, you have to really either do something a bit unpredictable, do something that takes them by surprise, have it sort of a key hero or key player just have an amazing game, or just all around play a perfect game on all 5 heroes, everyone executing perfectly. So it really does. It's a hard effort, and especially when you are playing with a stand-in, not to mention a stand-in for G, one of it, such a key player for Dara. So we'll see what they're going to go with. They do have the first pick here. They are on that dire side. They are both Chen and Enchantress. The 2 jungle heroes still in the pool, with the likely candidate for that first pick. Lycan, Darkseer, and Prophet all banned out by Puppey, not having any of it. And to me, those are the top 3 as far as bans are concerned. So we'll see them being taken out. And Enigma,
Wow.
actually going to be the first pick for Dara. So there's something a bit different. And this, to me, it doesn't reveal too much. It's not like when you have a Keeper of the Light with an Undying. You know what's coming. You know it's going to be push, push, push. With Enigma, you can do all kinds of things. You can solo it. You can put it in the jungle. You can go for the heavy push. You can go for the mid-game sort of timing with the mech and pipe. You can even play towards the late game. Pick up a hard carry later on. This, to me, is a strong first pick, even though it's not really a top tier 1 pick or considered to be on the same level as heroes like the Prophet, like even Invoker and Lycan and Darkseer. I like this as a first pick from Goblin.
I completely agree. I mean, again, like, it's not the most powerful within the pool, but it's definitely one of the more versatile, and versatility is a key point here. Like you said, he could go into mini laning, he could even long lane. I mean, cannot forget about the old school days where the Chinese long laned him. You talked about the mech opening, you talked about the blink opening. Many teams do it differently, but the thing that's going to steal the show is how is Navi going to be playing the Naga Siren? We've seen different builds being favored by different players. Who is going to be playing this? How are they going to build this? It's going to be crazy. Now, of course, this is from a team that has Puppey in it, and Puppey likes to do things like double Midas on Lone Druid and all that stuff. So, you know, take it with a grain of salt. You know, when you see Puppey building certain items on certain heroes.
Well, speaking of Puppey, there is a Chen, so I'd be very surprised if it's not Puppey playing that Chen here. And Naga Siren, I mean, I'd suppose going into the hands of either Light of Heaven or even, I guess, Havost at this point. Yeah, I mean, Dendi can play the Tinker then, but Tinker's another hero that Havost has been playing quite a lot recently. So possibly Light of Heaven playing the Naga Siren, depending on where they lane this, whether it's a farming or a solo Naga Siren. Even played as a support hero. I mean, that's something I think I would say it was a Southeast Asian thing where they'd run Naga Siren as sort of a secondary support. Although Chen generally doesn't play that number 5 position. Chen likes to have the arcane boots and mech in relatively decent time. So we'll see how they want to play that and who is in fact playing it now.
Uh-oh, gods. Or perhaps me dropping the Skype call. I think my net is fine, or else you guys would not be hearing me right now. So hopefully Gods will be reconnecting back very, very soon, and he can finish up his beautiful analysis. In any case, we do have the bans coming your way. Visage being banned up right now, so perhaps a little bit afraid of trailing power. A lot of Lee stuns coming here from the Dire side, and of course, in between Soul Assumption and constant right clicks, do quite a bit of numbers, so Navi playing a little bit of respect to that. Invoker and Rubik being banned up. For Dare, And God's still not reconnecting, so. Gods, are you back?
I am back, man.
Okay.
Was that me again?
I think it was you, because my stream was fine, so.
That's good. It's all right. As long as the stream is fine. I'm back. You're sounding fine, so it doesn't seem like it was like before when we got back and it was cutting in and out. So nothing much has been missed as far as picks are concerned. The one thing, I don't know if you commented on yet, we are seeing Keeper of the Light again.
Yep.
It looks like Dara are not
Ooh,
done trying out
look at
this
this.
hero.
I mean, Templar Assassin, one of the hero that was more frequently picked up. I mean, it's a ganking strat. But I feel like this is, again, something you need to do against Na'Vi. If you play against them standard, it's not going to work out. I love the Keeper, I love the TA, but suddenly, immediately, Venomancer counter pick. We might see the counter solo mid.
I love the Venusaur mid against the TA. I mean, Venusaur mid was very even before TA was a pick. Venusaur mid was something that was actually done quite a bit, especially by some of the Chinese teams. It was really favored. And wow, what is Goblin got up his sleeve here?
PL.
The best buddies. Coddle PL. It's annoying. It's great. I mean, PL can get up that Relic and Radiance, but I feel Na'Vi. Look at this mid game coming out from them with Tinker, Veno, Lich. The lane control is there, and it looks like we will be seeing a Veno solo mid based on the fact they've also picked up Lich now as well, who's probably going to be in that support role, unless it's a Lich solo. But this looks to me like Veno solo mid to counter the TA.
I don't know. I have hopes for this their lineup. Like,
no.
you have strong lanes. You have strong lanes, right? Kato PL,
Yep.
not a joke. TA, depending who he lanes against, can be a joke, can be pretty bad. Don't forget that you could have PL going mid with Kato backing up. That can be a very strong dual lane mid. Enigma jungle sang. It's going to be somewhat rough in the laning stage, but if you survive, and that's a big if, considering that you get up against the Na'Vi, they're making it not too shabby. TA, Blink Dagger, initiation, Sanking follow up, Enigma follow up. You have a call for any kind of defense situation. If things goes right, I think we're going to get a great game. Again, big if against Na'Vi.
And Na'Vi, we have got Live Heaven on the Lich, so he's going to be playing that offlane solo, just looking to spam that deny as much as possible to pull back the wave. He's gone for the boots first. On the rest of Na'Vi, we have got Havos playing the Naga Siren on the farming. We've got Near the stand-in on the Venomancer. So it's just to support Venomancer, Puppey on Chen, and then finally it's Dendi on Tinker. It looks like Tinker will be going towards the middle lane. Tinker up against the Templar Assassin. An okay matchup for the Templar Assassin, and Tinker should do not too bad. So I feel like that matchup is fairly 50-50.
It depends on what build Tinker goes. I feel like he has to go Martian Machine against a Refraction. Although, if he just wants to go for Laser and have that mischance to protect him, that's another way to do it as well. Meanwhile, on the Dire side, their art style is going to be playing the carry Phantom Lancer on the top lane. Goblin going mid on that TA. Dubas is going to be playing Keeper of the Light a second game in a row. Mag going to be farming up on the bot lane here. And seems like Feed is going to be jungling it up. And it looks like we have Gods disconnected again. We'll try to wait for him to come back. He is back, hopefully. Maybe. But I'll be here. I'll be here. Dandy on the mid lane here. And then Chen already de-warding it up. I love this. I really love this. I think they have gotten sight when the ward was placed. And this is such a downside here for Goblin without the uphill vision. I mean, you don't rely on the uphill vision like all too much, but it's very, very annoying to not have it. I'll keep trying to get Gods back while casting the game. Meanwhile, Light FM with the boot to speed, like Gods pointed out, it's going to be soloing up top, but I mean, that's fine. The deny comes in. Even with Lich getting some of the tower EXP, I don't think PL would mind, especially with Kato being able to stack and pull and get a lot of EXP like that. Our style could just solo against the Lich for the most part, get a lot of EXP, and still maintain on the farm. My question is, how aggressively is Phantom Lancer going to be leveling up that double walk? Some players, if you have a very, very safe lane, you could even skip a point or two. Just get the stats if you really want to do so. Perhaps Lich in a little bit of trouble as the quick wave wraps around. And here we go, Phantom Lance could always be casted. And of course, Illuminate plus Phantom Lance, just insane amount of damage output. A little bit of trading back and forth. If you're anyone that haven't watched, old school Dota 1 and wondering why Gods and I went crazy when the PL and Keeper of Light got picked up together, the reason being so is that Phantom Lancer is one of the few carries with a very spammable nuke. And with such spammable nuke, you keep harassing the enemy off, Chakra Magic fills you back up, and basically, you have quite a bit of last hit power. Secondly, this nuke comes in from a very, very far range. The slow is very, very applicable of chaining up with Illuminate, so you could actually throw out 3 to 400 damage, nuke damage in a single go, and that's really rough for most hero deal against. But Light of Heaven, with the Boots of Speed first, holding himself fine. Actually haven't took any nukes so far. That could change very quickly as we see the more harass coming in, keeping Light of Heaven on his toe. On the bot lane though, would you see a wraparound for nobody? Sand King responded very, very appropriately and in time. Meanwhile, Feed just jungling it up. So far pretty good, pretty even. And let's try to get God's back once again. Hopefully he has fixed his net. And here comes Na'Vi responding with the level 1 push. The question is, will Sand King be able to defend this? And I really don't think so. Sandstorm is a thing. You could just park yourself with a Sandstorm. But one thing he has to be very careful is when he's walking in and as he's channeling Sandstorm. There's 2 spells that will reveal you. Even if you go into invisibility. And of course I'm talking about the Ensnare as well as the Dark Troll Warlord's Ensnare. Both based on the, you guessed it, Ensnare mechanic where they will continue to reveal you for the duration of that nuke. So he's got to be somewhat careful, even though he does have that Sandstorm. Back in the mid lane, let's check out a little bit on in terms of CS. We have 4-2 on Tinker. No, 7-2 on Tinker, and we have a Goblin with 11-3. Pretty even, with Tinker falling a little bit behind. Gods, are you back?
I am back.
Okay.
I've powered through some connection problems here.
It's all good. We're in the middle of pause, so give you a little bit more time to orient yourself back in the game. I did not expect Templar Assassin to be winning the lane this hard, and skill build, getting a little bit of everything. Of course, maxing refraction, one of the best way to control the lane. Extra damage, don't get hit, and of course your bottle's coming, so you're gonna have all the runes that you ever want.
Yeah, and by the looks of things here, I mean, he's sitting currently on 49 mana, so he's just been spamming that Refraction as much as possible to get this lasting advantage. So the fact he's used Refraction a good 4 or 5 times already, I'm not too surprised to see him with a slight last hit advantage against Dendy, especially because it does give him such great base damage when you do cast that. So it will give the Templar Assassin, if he can keep the runes, if he can keep getting runes or even go for a bit of Volcron, he will have the CS advantage at mid. There's not much Dendy can do to outlast hit him. But Dendy will be the hero who can sort of move around the map, get ganks. Interesting is Dendy has not actually skilled up anything yet. He's waiting to see if he wants the march, if he wants something else, to go for the missiles. If he can get a kill, he may go for the 2-in laser, 2-in missiles. But if he's not going to be getting any kills, he'll probably just get the march, the machines when possible.
Yeah, the march machine plus a laser combination could be very key once Goblin turns level 6. Goblin might actually look to be very aggressive, thinking that the refraction will protect him under the enemy tower, but Marching Machine will really bring you down quick. Laser prevents the auto attack coming in for 2 seconds due to the mischance. So Dendy just keeping his options open. One of the, again, a good sign of a great player. If you don't need to skill it, there's no reason to skill it. Another thing to point out is that our style in the top lane is putting some points into stats. Like I mentioned earlier, sometimes you don't have to take double walk. I know it's a great defensive spell against teams that don't get dust. But right now, you're dominating the lane. You don't expect to get ganked, at least not right at this moment. So having the extra stats in for better lasting, for better HP, as well as nukes, hey, it's good.
No, I have to agree. I really like this build. I mean, it's not like Chen is even in a position where he can gank. And you kind of, I mean, Derek can expect Na'Vi just to look to do their normal thing where they're going to be pressuring this bottom tower. They're not going to try and gank this Phantom Lancer until they've gotten probably both bottom towers. They're going to go for this early tier 1 tower, and I imagine they'll even go for the second tower. They're not going to be worried about the Phantom Lancing farming until they've got the first couple of towers, until they get some levels and farm for themselves. And Dendy, same thing at mid. He's not going to be looking to gank, so I mean, we may see a couple points in that stats. And as you mentioned, it gives him HP, it gives him additional survivability. He can get the doppelwalk later on. And I really like this build coming out. And it's going to put Light of Heaven in a lot of trouble. I feel Light of Heaven can get pushed off this lane very, very fast. He's already low on HP. He's running out of tangos. I feel it's going to be a hard lane. He's going to have to bring out more tangos, more sows. And even then, once PL, I mean, he's got the level 2 lance already. If he gets up to level 5, it's really going to put Lich under a lot of pressure.
My question is, does Keeper of the Light go to the bot lane and help out that lane and prevent it to be pushed? Or you kind of just tell Na'Vi, sure, you can push all you want. We'll try to get our farm and unmolested on the other lanes. What is the better way to go about it, do you think?
I feel even if Keeper of the Light goes bottom, I mean, sure, it's a Keeper of the Light. I feel he's, even alone, he's not going to be able to entirely prevent the push. You've got this.
He's going to slow it down, definitely.
Yeah, I agree. No, he'll definitely slow it down. But with Naga Siren and, I mean, Chen there, these are 2 heroes who can just run right past the tower. Naga Siren can use illusions to tank. If he hits an ensnare, that's a dead Keeper of the Light too, so it's not exactly a safe position for Keeper of the Light to go, and I feel they'll be just overnumbered and get swarmed by units, including Chen creeps as well as Naga Siren Illusion. So I don't think it's a tower they can actually defend. He can slow it down, I agree, but I feel he's better off getting this lane control top. If he goes bottom, well then there's not really much potential for Artstyle to dominate the top lane. You can't just keep on spamming those Phantom Lances. And as a result, Light of Heaven will have a pretty... He'll be able to catch up. He'll be able to have a decent time and actually get some levels farm and pretty much uncontested at this top lane. So I feel it's a better option just to stay top. Maybe once the Enigma gets some levels, we'll see both. If Coddle goes rotating bottom lane, he's going to want to do so with the Enigma, and that's not going to come until they get sort of the level 5, level 6. So maybe for the tier 2, they'll look to defend, but for the tier 1, they're just going to let this drop, and maybe the tier 2 will see Coddle and Enigma rotating down.
All right, so we'll see. One thing I want to point out is that Artstyle have to play his brain out when it comes down to winning this game, because he needs to basically last at every single creep, not get picked off, which is one of the Artstyle's weakness. Generally, when he plays carries or semi-carries, he always farms too aggressively and gets picked off. Let's see if that's going to happen in this game as well. We do see Kato buys a TP. No, he is going to be going for the defense. And we have, well, 2 seconds of Dota, 2 minutes of wait time. It's all good.
Yeah, this is, this tier 1 tower, it's already down to 300 HP. They haven't got a siege group. I imagine it's going to go down here. They may be able to save this. There's not a massive creep wave on it. It's just the Chen army with the Naga Siren pelting away, but they have got that Bassi or the Bassi ring, which you mentioned. Not actually on Puppey for once. It is on the Naga Siren, but I feel this tower it's going to get killed. Whether it gets denied or last hit, we'll have to wait and see. But this is not really a fight which they're going to win, especially considering Sanking's level 3. Coddle, he's just level 2. They can slow this down, but they're still going to lose this tier 1 tower. I guess maybe preparing for the tier 2 tower push. Coddle's just going to try to start spamming them off, but deciding that, Artstyle at top doesn't need the help of the Coddle.
Yeah, I guess Enigma's still in the jungle. If he really needs help, Enigma could pop out once in a while to scare back the Lich, but this is a very good time for Lich to try to get as much EXP as possible. Look towards him once he realizes Coddle is peeping on bot. He's going to be very, very aggressively walking the lane, starting to get a tempo a little bit last hits. My question is he going to go sacrifice at level 3 and continue to try to inch out a little bit EXP against Artstyle, prevent his EXP gain, go gain as well?
This could even be part of Darius' plan. They send Coddle bot. Lich is going to see that and think, okay, I can go further up in lane. Maybe Enigma's going to time his gank right now. This could be, part of their plan, although it looks like Enigma is just going to keep on farming in the jungle for now. He is level 4, so he's got the level 2 stun. But now we go bottom lane. Coddle looking to hold things off. They've lost the tier 1 tower, and whether or not now to continue now, they'll see the Coddle and maybe think, okay, let's just back things off. Let's just go back into the jungle for the Chen and just try to get some more farm up. As we'll see, Coddle Illuminate continuing to be spammed a bit and just pushing them back. For now, that's just for now. Sanking, he's only level 3. Coddle's pretty much out of mana here. He's only got level 1 Chakra Magic. It's not going to be all that effective here.
Jeez, everybody disconnecting and reconnecting, and this is going to get yet another pause. But yeah, I don't think they paid too much. You're right, the tower is going to go down regardless. But effectively, they told Na'Vi, we are going to defend our tower, so no tier 2 for you, at least not right now. But it's not like Navi's completely out of options. Puppey says, okay, I'll go back in the jungle and keep pulling. Nair says, I'll keep stack and I'll keep pulling as well. I don't think Na'Vi minds. And it's basically 1 TP away from Coddle. And we're such early stage of the game where he has to get for example, the 6-minute reward. He has to upgrade a courier. That 135 investment was absolutely huge. And I guess it just protected a tier 2, which, it's a fair price to trade, I suppose. But again, Na'Vi has options, and now Dubas is kind of hanging out in the bot lane. What does he do now? He kind of just have to walk all the way back up top, right?
Yep, and the problem is he can't even really get XP. He can't. If he gets into XP range, he's going to be getting pretty much. He's dead. Venomancer with Naga Siren. That's a pretty straightforward kill. They haven't actually got. Actually, no, they have got points in ensnare. It's his second skill. So they've got the 1 point in ensnare. That's easy kill on Keeper of the Light, who's one of the squishiest heroes in the game. And that's going to be with Veno and Naga Siren in the lane there. Coddle just cannot get the level 3. He wants to get the level 3. He wants to get the second point in Chakra Magic and Illuminate. He wants the level 4. He needs those levels to defend as well as push and just have a big impact on this game. Not to mention level 1 Chakra Magic is not where you want to be. A measly 75 mana restored. And when you use it on yourself, it's even less because of the mana cost in itself. So as a result, Coddle's going to be struggling. I feel TPing bottom was a bit of a mistake from him and not what Dara wanted to do here.
Again, I won't say it's a flat-out mistake. It's just something that Navi says, "Oh, you TP bot? No problem. We'll do this instead." So Navi not out of option. Dubas himself is now out of option. He's not a hero that can roam into a different lane gank. That's really the other part. Like if he finds an invis route, he can't be like, oh yeah, let's get a kill on Tinker mid. Like his hero is just not built for that, and he needs level like Gods is pointing out. Now, one interesting discussion since we have a fairly long pause is that some player actually like to level up Illuminate a level 3. Illuminate level 3. Some other players like to level up Chakra Magic. Like you put more priority in Chakra Magic. Yeah. What's your thought on the different skill build? Do you max Illuminate by 7 or you max Chakra by 7?
Well, I don't know about max Chakra by 7, but level 3, I think you have to go for the Chakra Magic. It doubles in efficiency. You go from 75 mana to 150 mana, and it's not really much change in the cost as well. I mean, the cooldown pretty much is the same. It's 1 second less, but I feel it just really it literally doubles in efficiency when you get it up to level 2. The Illuminate is just an extra second of channeling time. You get an extra 100 damage, but I feel just the level 1 Illuminate on its own is a nice deterrent early game for pushes. So by level 7, I think having a mix. I don't think you have to have the max Chakra, but you want at least probably 3 points in Chakra, and you can even go for like 3 in Illuminate, 3 in Chakra. With the point in Ultimate, you may even want an early point in Mana Leak, but I feel you definitely want some early points in Chakra Magic because level 1 Chakra is not impressive enough. If it was still with the Phantom Lance, definitely more points in Chakra Magic just so we can keep on spamming that Phantom Lance. But if he's going to be holding off pushes, maybe we'll see some more in Illuminate.
Yep. And the reason I bring it up is sometimes it's great to have a really high damaging spell like Illuminate, but pretty useless if you don't have mana to field it. So want to give a big shout out to Bao de Jom if he's watching, one of the premier Coddle players back in Dota 1 of the French squad. One of the few players who ever only pick Coddle and had the respect from the other team to ban Coddle when playing against Bao de Jom's team. He just does beautiful things, and I think that's the build he goes for. 3 Illuminate, 3 Chakra, 1 point into the early Spirit form for base defense or whatever shenanigans you want to pull up. So again, a little bit segue, but Kato is one of those heroes that I really love. So this discussion, at least, it makes me happy.
No, definitely worth talking about, especially during these pauses here. As this Templar Assassin mid, that's another hero we can talk about who is actually doing really well against Tinker, and I'm not sure whether or not Na'Vi actually going to make any rotations or look to deal with him. I feel it's similar to the Phantom Lance. They're just saying, okay, you can have your early farm, but we're going to take towers. We're going to at least get Nagasaran up to a level of farm and, just as well as XP where he can actually deal with those heroes, and they'll worry about them later. I mean, do you think this sort of, this laissez-faire approach where they just let the
laissez-faire, I love it. Is that even the correct pronunciation? I'm not sure if it is.
Yep. Laissez-faire. The French, laissez-faire is the correct pronunciation in the French. Okay. My 7 years of French will get that right. I feel that's Navi's approach. They just say, well, let the good times roll. Templar Assassin and PL, you can have your farm. We'll deal with you later. Later on, we'll crack down. Around the sort of 10 to 20 minute mark, that's when Navi are going to really look to sort of up the ante and just basically put pressure on those heroes.
Oh, 2 heroes waiting for the rune. It's on bot. Bo PL gets Troll. Venomancer picks it up. And I agree. I think that the way that you explain it is the better way to deal about it, especially because of these 2 heroes. PL is not going to give you anything till much later. This haste rune gank is going to find Goblin. Question is, they had to send you already. I was like, he has Melt. Big Illuminate comes down here, but Goblin's still in a little bit of trouble. V comes around to get a little bit of help as well. Goblin's still getting hit by these Mud Golems. He should be fine, but he is going to be sent back. And that's a big win for Dendy. Now he has a long time to get a little bit of free last hits on the mid lane. But still no boots of speed though. That's a little bit, again, we've seen players on the mid lane sometimes opting for the regen, like the bottle here. Some players opting for the boots of speed because they're a little bit afraid of getting picked off. Personally, I actually would have got the boots because I'm afraid of TA's early game powers. But Dendy being Dendy, going for the reverse regen build.
He's not worried.
Yeah, he's not.
And you can see there, I mean, even Venomancer was just very quick to come help him out. They don't get the kill there as a result of some Enigma backup, but it's one of those things where he's always going to have some nice backup there, and that's coming from a stand-in. Now, though, Dara, they're looking to start putting on some pressure, get some towers of their own. Lich, one of the worst tower defenders in the game, is going to find his tower under siege by an Enigma as well as a Coddle. Coddle has found his way back to the top lane, and I like that decision. He has gone for the second point in Chakra Magic, but as a result, Na'Vi, Coddle leaves bottom lane, they resume pushing.
Again,
it's really, Coddle's torn. Does he defend bottom? Does he help out top? He's come back bottom now. to try and stop this push. But then Na'Vi say, okay, Cole's back bottom, let's just back things off.
Yeah.
And as a result, they've alleviated some pressure on this top lane. Lich can now get some farm and XP again.
Well, I mean, he's going to try because that Phantom Lance is going to be
Yeah.
coming in. Our style still doesn't have that point into that double walk. Again, same thing. We have a Ring of Health being picked up here. And this might be an art style Vanguard build. He loves to get Vanguard on just about everybody. If he can, he'll get a Vanguard on the Courier as well. But I'm not sure if this is a hero you want to get it on. I know this is a very greedy straight Relic Rush build. But I think you kind of have to do so. There is a limited clock that art style works with. Once 5-6 minutes later, he's not going to be able to enjoy this free farm unless he's going to get ganked.
I think, well, at the same time, I think it's almost anticipation of being ganked is to get that Vanguard. He's like, okay, I'm going to get ganked later on. I'm going to need... Meanwhile, mid lane, Den getting ganked. The tower, though, hitting away on feed. He needs to get out. He's going to go down. The March of the Machines combined with the tower. Dendy goes down, but it gets the return kill on Enigma. But the important thing is they kill Dendy.
Yep.
And Goblin, the Templar Assassin, is getting out. I feel like it's an okay trade. I mean, that is going to go slightly in Dara's favor. But at the same time, Dendy making the best of the bad situation, getting the kill for himself there.
Meanwhile, Kato still at level 3. Mag not getting any farm, 5 CS. A Sand King without too much farm it's just a different hero. He really needs that Blink Dagger to truly be effective. And Arcane Boots is fairly important because mana pool, his base mana pool is just pretty ridiculously low. But you do have a Keeper, so if you want to skip it, there is some justification for it. Standing near, by the way, despite the fact that he's roaming around, he's keeping the same level as Nikado. I mean, that's pretty good, in my opinion. And I think he's been more effective than Nikado as well, right?
I definitely agree. A lot of similar things. I feel Coddle has just been a bit torn between bottom and top lane, whereas Venomancer has provided some strong support at bottom, additional pushing power, and that one time he roamed towards mid was perfect timing with the haste rune and forced some quick thinking from the Enigma. So I'd say he's played a very strong game so far, and we'll see where he wants to go from here. But for me, Artsal now, he's got his Vanguard, and now it's going to be start saving for the Radiance. I feel, you can maybe get boots, but you can't afford to go for the full treads. He actually picks up a Magic Stick. You can't, you mentioned earlier, he's on basically a limited time. He needs to get up as fast as possible, and getting treads, getting Magic Wands, this is just going to slow it down even more.
Well, the Magic Stick might be a little bit important. You do want the mana regeneration for that key Doppel Walk. If your Doppel Walk is very low level, it has fairly long or huge mana cost, so that can be it, but I'm not sure again whether you want to go for it. Meanwhile, on the bot lane, Emo trading couple hit. Mag gets revealed by the Ensnare. He's going for the kill. The cooldown on Riptide. Will it be enough? Will it be enough? It should be. There's a Hand of God. Riptide for the kill. Dubas in big trouble as well. It looks like the illusion gets summoned. Puppey comes back there to make sure they get the kill. And the Hand of God was absolutely huge. As you can see, Naga survives with 13 seconds. She's going to get sent back. And this tier 2 push, whether Dubas like it or not, he tried to delay it, will eventually come. Well, I guess Lifehaven might come back and try to defend. Meanwhile, on the top lane, though, with a great gank, Artsal was able to get the kill. That Magic Wand keeping him alive. Now, if you guys are wondering, why is he getting stats but still putting a point? What? Juxtapose gets level up. A little bit more on that. Reason you want to level up Phantom Edge, no matter what, every time you can, is it also gives you magical resistance, which is a huge thing. But Juxtapose early on, I've never seen this before.
Yeah, that's unconventional. Normally you'd be seeing at least 2, maybe 3 points in Doppelwalk. You don't have to max it out. You want at least a couple points there, depending on how you're feeling mana-wise, whether or not you want to max it out for the really low mana cost and cooldown. But yeah, this is unusual. Points in Juxtapose very early on, and look at this. Now they're starting to deal with Artsal. They send Nagasaran top to help deal with him, and Nagasaran can just keep on spamming that Riptide whenever possible. He's got the Arcane Boots, and Artsal, just getting spammed off this lane.
Well, I guess that's where the Vanguard becomes very, very useful. And it's keeping him alive. Meanwhile, Templar Assassin gets a kill against Dendy on the mid lane. Treads is going to be his boots of choice. The reason I was completely surprised about early Juxtapose is that your Illusion steals 25% of your damage. And he's doing, what, 80 right now? It's not going to do any damage. Illusions are style on top lane. Gets nuked down. He gets netted up. No nets. No nets. Juxtapose not even needed in this case here. Emo still going for the kill. He's going to have Riptide right now. Riptide, couple more right clicks is going to do it. I guess Emo realized there's no, there's a net coming in. I was like, man, that's taking forever. But Arstyle with the Vanguard still alive is going to take another Riptide. They do get him. Meanwhile, though, Feed with the Black Hole does get a pick off against the Lich. It is a Song of Cyber and TP out from Havos. a lot of exchanges being done, but I guess Navi getting the better of it, getting the kill on PL, as well as their carry surviving.
Yeah, but Goblin's actually looking to be in a great position to control this game. Not only did he recently get that solo kill on Dandy, but now coming top, gets a kill for his team, comes back towards this mid lane, is inching closer and closer to that Blink Dagger, and that's what he needs to really start getting and having a great impact on this game. He's got backup coming mid lane to help stall off this tower push, and it's Dubas who's got the 3rd point in Illuminate, so he got the 2nd in Chakra, now deciding he needs the counter push from the Illuminate. I think this is an okay decision here, making sure he got that early 2nd point in Chakra, but now they're going to be looking to hold off this push here. PL even TPing towards the middle lane, just to hold him off. But I mean, I feel Nagasiren's just going to start chasing PL around the map, slowing down his farm wherever he goes.
Yeah, well, I mean, Nagasiren definitely can do that. I'm very surprised that Arsaw TP mid instead of just going back to his safe haven on top. In fact, it seems like he wants to look for a gank, very aggressive gank from a Phantom Lancer. Phantom Lancer, again, for people that isn't too familiar with this hero, and we don't see him in a lot of games. He's a farmer. He's not the one that should be roaming around, but that's exactly what he's doing. Okay, God, seems like you're a little bit off. Mag's gonna pour it out. Do we have any nets? No, both nets were used. So unfortunately unable to get the kill. Meanwhile, Arsaw finally made it back to his lane. Meanwhile, the solo Lich, Light of Heaven, has Tranquil boots up. 1,400 gold. Not too bad. Man, these kills are just happening everywhere. I'm sorry, guys, but I do not expect a kill near the tier 2 of a bot lane.
Yes. Solo kills in unusual positions. Sankin getting Chen in his own jungle now. Yeah. Nagasiren just near the tier 2 tower, and it's an interesting, very unconventional game coming out from both these two teams. I mean, the PL build is one thing, but the kills that are happening as well.
Yeah.
As PL, we'll see if he gets the Doppelwalk now. He's just about to hit that level 9. Maybe a misclick we can attribute it to. But it is going to be another point in Juxtapose. He's not going Doppelwalk. We are going to be seeing him just looking to get up there as many illusions as possible. And I guess rely on illusions and just the confusion factor to escape. He is going to push down this tier 1 top tower, and that's going to give him a bit of gold. It actually goes to the Enigma, but still is additional gold going his way. Na'Vi getting a tower in exchange at mid lane. Both teams just looking to start upping the pressure and start pressuring towers one by one.
I guess the silver lining in this build is you're pressuring towers. You're making sure that someone is going to be in your lane. Your team is not playing, true 5v4. Now, with that said, again, your illusions are doing 25% of your base damage, so it's doing like 16, 17. So it's not really damage. Meanwhile, Dendi didn't have the best start like you mentioned, but one of the best thing about Tinker, you could always do this. Pull Ancient, you're right back in the game. It gets you so much gold. He's sitting at 1,000 gold right now. After this, he's gonna be up to 1,500. So it's just an insane amount of farm that you can get, basically for free. Just that good. Knight of Heaven, Ghost Scepter Rush. I was like gonna say he's gonna be very, very close towards his mech, but Ghost Scepter is a thing, very, very important thing against Goblin.
Yeah, and I feel this is the big issue, especially a Lich who is just so prone to being like, the only alternative is maybe going for a very fast 4-staff or something. But the Ghost Scepter, I mean, you get the boost to all your stats, you do get, it is slightly cheaper, and it is a bit more practical as far as dealing with Templar Assassin. When you got the Blink, you can always chase after the 4-staff, and there we go. Blink now up for Goblin. He's going to be able to really start looking for more and more kills. And with the initiation, the stuns from the Sand King, I mean, you've got the Enigmas now starting the Enigma knockdown with Malefice as well as Black Hole. I mean, this is actually looking like a decent position for Dara to be in. Enigma's got his mech up. He's got some decent farm all around. So Dara, the one thing they need to do is get this PL really on track to his Relic and Radiance, and then they'll be in a great position.
Ooh, great micro here for Puppy. Drop Sentry Wards, just making sure they are ready for Goblin. Goblin with haste. Chain Frost being dropped. Goblin melts. Should be fine for now. He's balling through. The net finds him. What play from Puppy. He micro perfectly. Clap, net, wards down. Man, if you're learning Chen, that's exactly what he should have done. He had mech and arcane for himself as well. Jesus, just great play.
Yeah, that was something special from Papi, as we're going to see whether or not, I mean, it's going to be enough. I mean, Templar Assassin is already, I mean, he just got his Blink Dagger, he does go down, but the benefit from that is he hasn't actually lost much gold. He's lost a bit of momentum, as I mean, if that's something that can actually be measured or counted for much, but it's something where he's been getting kills to move around the map, and now he's going to be less confident to continue doing so. He may just sort of go back, look for places to farm, and as a result, they're going to slow things down, and it's going to be Na'Vi who start controlling the tempo of this game, start finding the openings for those pushes, and they have got a pretty scary team fight of themselves. I mean, that Nagasiren ultimate can just be so useful at setting up big AoE combos, such as the Lich and Venomancer ultimates.
Here we go. I mean, one thing really odd about this as we see Goblin being forced back. Man, he just goes in and he loses every bit of his HP, refraction charge or not. It's just insane. But one thing I want to point out about the way that Pavos is playing this Naga, he's just going into very deep parts of enemy territory. We saw the kill earlier on near the tier 2. We see him forcing PL back to his tower. It seems like Emo or Pavos here, he just doesn't care about dying. He's just so tanky. He always has a Song of Siren to fall back upon too, so he's just not afraid.
Yeah, it's the cheese escape. Just pop the ultimate and then TP out, and there's nothing you can really do about it. I mean, it's one of those surefire things. And now Na'Vi, I mean, they're taking down towers. They're just one by one. And unlike what happened last game with Dara getting towers, it's not like Na'Vi are losing out on XP and farm as well at the same time. It's fairly even in terms of XP between the two teams. And Na'Vi with the gold lead for the moment. It is the thing where they have to worry about Dara, who do have that late game PL, but even PL with a Radiance, they can still deal with late game scenario, I feel, with this Naga Siren, one of such a strong carry, and it looks like he is going to be going for a fast relic and turning it into a Radiance, unless he changes his mind. I mean, he could turn the Vitality boost into a Heart, but I feel this is more likely going to be a Radiance for the Naga Siren.
I think Radiance is a little bit more effective. I mean, this is a PL versus a Naga situation. Naga's out farming the PL, gold per minute quite a bit. I'm sure the tower helped out. But this is also a Naga that's been going off the lane, didn't have nearly as much support from a dedicated, Keeper of the Light. And still, Havos is just farming well. His team is doing quite well. Now they're going to help his team to take down tier 1. Meanwhile, PL is kind of just roaming around, not doing too much of anything.
Yeah, PL's really struggling to find a home for himself. Final lane farm, but Dara, they've managed to take out Roshan in this time. Na'Vi not suspecting, and that's when 2 heroes, Enigma and Templar Assassin, can easily take that out with the Maya Summon from Mel combined with all the and right-click damage in the mech. It's pretty straightforward. And Dara will get that, and that's an Aegis for TA. So this is going to give Dara this opportunity just to be very aggressive and try to use this TA to set up some more kills and some strong team fights.
As ironic as it sounds, I feel like that Roshan attempt just is merely a tower goal for them. I mean, Aegis is really nice, but just judging from how the previous engagement involving Templar Assassin goes, I feel like the Aegis is just only an extra life. They're not going to use it to turn themselves and win a big team fight. At least I don't think so. They're not going to get a Rax from it. They perhaps will just get a extra tower for it because TA survived. I don't think he'll have a large impact because simply TA is just very, very squishy.
Dara would beg. I mean, they smoked up here. They've got Blink on Sankey, and Enigma's got his Blink flying out as well. So they've got double Blinks just recently been picked up, and they're now smoked up. So they really want to make something happen. I feel with 3 heroes now with Blink Daggers, it's hard for Coddle to get involved in these fights, but I feel these 3 other heroes can just have a big impact here and really set up some kills here. And that's been the problem. It's always been sort of, if they go into a fight, it's 3 heroes who can get in there. 3 heroes are mobile. Na'Vi are sort of returning fire with 4 or 5 heroes. But now with the Aegis, I feel they can sort of change the numbers around.
Well, Tinker also have a Blink. That's something that we don't see quite often, especially Blink over 4 staff against so many other Blink daggers. Your Blink most likely gonna get canceled. Big team fight is gonna break out in the mid. Where's the black hole? It's just gonna catch Shankry. Immediately gets canceled right now, and you can see Emo down to half HP. Illuminate gets Channel Chain Frost bouncing around, not doing anything at this point. Enigma is dead, and it looks like Mag just on full retreat. Where is the Templar right now? Templar on full retreat in home right. And Mag, perhaps Burrow Strike ready? Burrow Strike? No, he thinks differently. Want to turn back, but unfortunately not going to get it. Meanwhile, Emo on the top. Is Goblin going to go for the kill? He gets a trap, and Emo just right-click it instantly. Well, that was cute. And here comes the tier 2 push.
Yeah, this is tier 2 push. This is Havos just 100 gold away from his Radiance. I mean, that was just, Dara trying to make something happen. They had the Epicenter, the Black Hole, but just not getting the big combo they were after. Na'Vi just superior positioning. The heals from the Chen, just giving them that survivability they need. And it's just, to me, it's just coming down to Na'Vi outplaying Dara at the moment. You said this earlier. Teams Na'Vi, Mouse, and MTW just look to be slightly higher level than Dara, who lately have been struggling a bit. And I think it is really showing here. Dara just looking a bit lost at times.
Well, the rally is up on Phantom Lancer, and when that happens, when the Radiance finish, you're always in the game, I feel like. When you have a Phantom Lancer with the Radiance, especially when with your racks fully intact, I don't want to count Dara out just yet. They might not be playing as well as Na'Vi, but with the power of that hero, it's just a sheer bulldozer at times. He's still a little bit away from that. You need another item after your Radiance. But, they're alive. The Raxes are still alive, and that's the key thing here.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, where they want to go from this. They can. I mean, they've still got the Aegis. That's the thing. I mean, you mentioned that it may just be tower gold for them, but they can still wait a minute or two, wait till they have the ultimates back up, and then use this next smoke. Enigma has another smoke on him. Right. If Na'Vi get caught by surprise, if they get too confident, they're definitely a team that, I mean, sometimes their confidence gets the best of them. They'll think they're in a great position, and then they'll get caught out or just go too aggressively going for that 5-man push. And I mean, Sanking ultimate, it's back in 20 seconds, so Na'Vi do need to still be playing this as safe and cautiously as possible and tread lightly, even when going for these pushes. They've taken down 4 of these out towers. If they overcommit for this tier 2 mid tower, they could find themselves taking a lot of damage, or they are going to chip away at Goblin. He's been dusted up, but it looks like he is going to be okay. Will escape this one, as Na'Vi just going to retreat back to this middle lane and look to continue this push. Emo at top lane just farming away. I don't think Havos, he's not too concerned about pushing. He just wants to keep on farming. He's got his Vitality boost. They're probably going to go for that heart now that he's finished off with the Radiance.
Yeah, with that Naga ultimate, or excuse me, the Naga Radiance being finished, he could send his illusions absolutely everywhere, depending on how good his micro. Send him in different camps, and then just Riptide for crazy amount of farm. Meanwhile, Goblins are picking off one illusion at this point. One thing I want to point out, which I have neglected to do so, is that PL could play a little bit like the Spectre here, just farm all over the freaking map. What is the jungle now with his Radiance almost completed? And Dubas could just recall him back, so he could be always available for a fight. And again, this is so key, like we mentioned during the pre-pick ban phase, so key against heroes like Prophet and Tinker. You just don't let them really get the one-up advantage on you by out-pushing you in a different lane.
Yeah, and for the moment, it looks like that's really what they want to be doing. I mean, Artsal's still at top lane. He hasn't actually finished off his Radiance yet, so I don't think they want to really bring to these fights. And as a result, Na'Vi find themselves. They get another tower. Chen pops a mech just to heal off that Illuminate damage. And I mean, they're getting a couple Ghost Scepter. They really want to make sure Tempo does not get too many of these kills here. Ghost Scepter on Puppey, as well as Light of Heaven on the Lich and the Chen. Probably going to see Venomancer even picking one up for himself. As what I'm also wondering is where will Dendi go? He's now got 2.4k gold. We can see either staying built towards a Sheepstick, maybe a 4-staff. Plenty of options available to him, but it's going to be something to help deal with this PL, I feel, as well as the Templar Assassin, who right now, I mean, you mentioned, I mean, that PL, that he can just split push using the Radiance and then be brought to those fights. I feel that's a really important mechanic that you just brought up.
Emo, Havos, just looking for feed. He's coming around, trying to get the kill. His Invisrin is still fairly healthy, although it's running out very soon. I mean, he's not afraid. He's got the Song Siren, so he's going to just go for the kill. And if he doesn't get it, that's fine. He's going to just Song Siren TP out. There's a net. There's the right clicks coming in. Look at the big damage output. Well, minus armor incidentally goes very well with high amount of damage. And he has that with Radiance.
Yeah, and that was clever. And that was something where he actually turned off the Radiance burn just to make sure it wasn't obvious that it was there. So smart play all around from him. And he's now up to 1k gold. He finished off his Vanguard. And a lot of farm going with him. Dara just trying to get some towers going their way. They've only actually taken down that tier 1 top tower. It's been Na'Vi just the only ones to put any pressure on whatsoever. Artsal at bottom lane, it looks like he's sort of setting up for a bit of a bait here. Sand King and Enigma, both sitting behind him, both with their Blink Daggers, and they're hoping that basically Na'Vi go into PL here. They're hoping Na'Vi commit 3 or 4 Hero Strike gank him, but it looks like Na'Vi not actually. There we go, first TP coming in. It's going to be Tinker with a Glyph, and he actually blinks out immediately. Dendi knows something is up. He's going to get caught out though. The blink in from Enigma. He takes down the Truth of Midnight Pole. Dendi going to go down. Smart little gank there from Dara. They were very patient, and it paid off.
Yeah, Dendi thought he was pretty smart, immediate blink out, but he just got one up. Now, that doesn't mean too much as his team is taking the tier 2. I think it's fair to lose a Tinker for that, but here comes the TP. Wow, who is the brave fellow TPing in? It is now PA getting a lot of his retraction charge done. He doesn't have the Aegis. Nice Black Hole. The Chain Frost is going to cancel if he goes down. Goblin goes down. The Aegis is going to respawn, but he will be completely surrounded. Arstyle decides to TP in, but huge Illuminate is going to burst down. A lot of people. Epicenter comes in right now, and it looks like TA is now on cleanup. You're absolutely right. That Aegis wasn't for Tower Gold. It is doing so much work right now. Emo trying to run away to blink into more sleep by Goblins. So annoying, but the trap perhaps is what they need. Emo, Havos just runs south. He is going to be spotted by this ward, and I think that should be the end of him right now. Uh-oh, where's the traps? Where's the traps, Goblin?
And a few heroes low in mana, but Sand King's going to have a blink stun in about 2 seconds. He's just about to have his arcane boots up, and this could be the end. Blink stun, there we go. Not in range. Yes, he is in range. And that's going to be the end of Havos by the looks of things, unless he can make it to that secret shop, get a TP and get out. He's going to drop down the ensnare on Goblin. There's no stun. He gets a TP. He's actually going to live.
Wow.
Havos somehow surviving. Some great individual play there from him.
Well, I'm not sure. He just kind of ran in a straight line to the shop and pounded TV and TV down. But it looked freaking epic because he was getting chased time and time after again. But at this point, my camera's on art style. 2,000 gold, no boots upgrade. Yasha, Purge Blade, what's your guess?
Boots of travel? Boots of
Well,
travel?
I know, I'm not sure about that.
I don't know. I mean, you've already got the Keep of the Light, so you can
Right.
get brought to the fights without it. But I feel it's great for just the remote farming. You can go push a lane, and then you can come back to the fight. You can just TP anywhere on the map. It's definitely a possibility. Could go, I mean, Diffusal, as you said, or the Yasha into a Manta style. I feel that Manta style and Heart, just tanking it up is a great way to push here. And I don't think Diffusal Blade is nice. I don't think rushing it is going to be the right way to go, but we'll see. There we go. Boots of Travel it is.
Wow, you called it. I was like, no way. But you're absolutely right, and he's going to use the global power of the boots to TP around, gets recall back. The only thing he has to worry about this is recall will cancel if anything hits you. So,
Yeah.
But you don't expect to get hit. I mean, any hero damage hits you,
Yeah.
but you don't expect to hit, especially if your base is getting sieged by 4 or 5 guys, right? You should be fine. So, it's a farming build. I'm just completely surprised how risky, how bold this play is. Because generally when you feel like you're losing the game, you just get, damage items. You get whatever that helps you win the next fight. But he's going to go for the boost around. Crazy stuff.
I think part of it's to do with the fact whenever Na'Vi push, they're always pushing us 4 or 5, so there's great opportunities to go for that split push. So you can just TP to one of the sides. If Na'Vi are going 4 or 5 mid, he goes TP's bottom or top, and we are going to see a big fight at mid. It's going to be Dara's Enigma who gets initiated on Mech, keeping him alive a bit long. He's got no black hole. He is definitely going down here. Ghost Scepter just stalling the inevitable, and it is going to be Emo on the chase. Can he catch up to anyone? It does look like they are going to catch Goblin. Templar Assassin in a bit of trouble here, but he is going to manage to escape here. Not enough slows, not enough damage. Dendy's finished off a Shiver's Guard here. That's providing some additional slow, but Goblin makes it back to the safety of his own base.
Ooh, nice dodge here by by Arstyle. Now Emo says, a little bit of trouble, no problem. I mean, how annoying is that, right? Radiance, by the way, gets added upon after Vlad's after Radiance. Whatever that means. No, he's got Vlad's now, is what I'm trying to say. Which is a very, very helpful item for the plus armor, for the plus damage, as well as the lifesteal aura. All of which Naga and his team could use, very much so.
Yeah, and right now, I mean, I think Na'Vi, I mean, they're not too worried about sort of breaking on through just yet. Even with PL, I mean, he's getting farmed, he's got this Radiance up, but I feel that's just going to make it really hard for them to break on through. So they're just more concentrated on getting their next level of items for themselves. We see a couple, Drum of Endurance on Lich as well as Venomancer, in fact. And we'll see Naga Siren with a Vlad's up. I mean, you mentioned this, it's just this aura. It's such a strong aura. It doesn't give him some pure survivability, but the +5 armor it gives will help deal with the Templar Assassin right-click. And it's just another thing which gives them, scales well into the late game and will give them opportunities when they break on through to do additional damage and just take down the Dara base that much faster, as we will see a smoke coming from Na'Vi. 4 heroes have smoked up, and Dendy, the one not with him, but he's going to be ready to break on
Feed
through.
again gets picked off in the beginning. That's like the 3rd or 4th time it has happened. I wonder when Dara could actually fight a 5v5, because they're actually winning these fights 4v5. If they just group up as 5, it could be a big thing. Look at Dendy, how aggressive he's playing. He's basically playing a naked tanker, which is a blink and Shivas, and he's initiating with it. I've never seen this, and this is Dendy for you guys. The Roshan is going to get secured by Na'Vi. Here comes Arsao. He is dust up right now. He's completely being seen. Puppey trying to ward him away, but that's a Phantom Lancer, Puppey. He's going to do work on you. Here we go. Puppey losing a lot of damage with the Radiance. Epicenter comes in right now. Hand of God. No, that was not Epicenter. That was Goblin coming. Dendy initiating again with the, look at the rocket laser doing a lot of work. And looks like we still have Dubas on the back lines. Emo chasing us while Tinker blinking in, just getting so many kills. Goblin is running away from a Tinker. 29 minutes in the game. My mind is absolutely blown, by the way. Amps barely survives. He needs to get out immediately as well. Black Hole comes in, but he has no backup. Goblin very low. He has a backup as well. Enigma's going to go down. Dara is just looking extremely uncoordinated, and Radiant is picking off free kills everywhere.
Yeah, I have to say, it's as if these stereo heroes are each doing their own thing. I mean, Enigma getting caught out a couple of times. He actually gave Chen a free gem, and then that time they're getting caught out again. Sanking actually managed to get some kills for his team there. It was an epicenter at the back lines getting some kills, but I mean, as you say, it's uncoordinated. Each hero doing their own thing. Sure, Sanking picks up some kills, but elsewhere, his team are just falling apart, and there just isn't much synergy, whereas Na'Vi are working like a well-oiled machine, just working in perfect synergy. And now just going to be Na'Vi going for a rush. I feel like they can't actually finish this off. This is a potential mistake. Sankey going to go in with Goblin. Ghost Scepter immediately popped by Puppey, keeping himself alive. Mag going to be the casualty, and Sankey goes down. Puppey's still taking damage, but I don't think there's enough to actually finish him off. And once again, Na'Vi, their teamwork, their synergy is just enough to sort of win these fights and overcome Dara, who are there we go, Song of the Siren. There's your free escape. And now this could be an Aegis, though, going the way of Dara, but I mean, we saw last time, maybe it helps set them up a nice fight, but it's something that Na'Vi aren't too worried about dealing with. They're still confident, even up against a Dara squad with the Aegis.
And they're going to give it to Goblin, it seems like. Artstyle is just holding to the Vid Booster, perhaps going for a heart right now. Blink Burrow Strike, they see Puppey. Puppey's going to go down. The question is, how much is they're going to pay? The Chain Frost bouncing around, the mech coming up, healing everybody alive. Artstyle running through the Shivas, as well as the Marcher Machine. He's trying to get the kill. It's down to about half HP. Hand of God comes in, TP from Dendi. Burrow Strike does not hit the Lich, but they hit Dendi. Dendi going to get sent back. Great play here from Puppey. Now they see Lich. Lich is running out just fine. Puppey throwing his life in. Still, in fact, they're actually chasing away. They're going for this fight. Huge epicenter comes in for Emo. Havos, will he go down? Will he go down? He finally goes down, but Puppey, or Dendi, gets another kill against the Sankey. The Radiant is still winning this fight despite being initiated upon. Artstyle chasing people around. Has the Invis? We're not going to go for it. Goblin he just can't kill. Too many Ghost Scepters.
Yeah, it's really getting hard for him to find anyone they can lock down. He needs, I mean, he's got 4.2k gold. I mean, he can get a BKB to help him stay alive, but I feel this just has to be Desolator. He needs instant burst damage so he can just kill heroes. I mean, either before they get the Ghost Scepter off or right away when the Ghost Scepter finishes. He needs the insta damage, he needs that burst damage, and it's only going to come from a Desolator. I feel he can't afford to go BKB. He's just not getting the kills, and he's the one who needs to do, he's the one who needs to finish off the kills and basically do the damage. Artstyle is just there to tank things up and sort of slowly whittle down Na'Vi, but then it's Templar Assassin who goes in and finishes them off. So I feel he just needs to pick up that Desolator, not worry too much about a BKB. And what has he bought? He's got something. There we go. Desolator now finished for Templar Assassin. So Goblin, we'll see what he can do with this.
Well, my concern about this is, sure, Desolator gives you a lot of damage, but a Ghost Scepter still counters you, like, even harder now that you have dumped 4,200 or whatever amount that Desolator costs now. Desolator is still just as bad against a Ghost Scepter. That's this item he went for, but I'm not sure how effective it will really truly be.
Yeah, I mean, but in that sense, Ghost Scepter, I mean, if you're a Void, getting DPS items is bad against the Ghost Scepter.
Right,
I mean, you still just have to stick with what you're good against. And if you can kill heroes quickly enough, I mean, sure, maybe the Ghost Scepter keeps them alive, but as long as you can kill them quickly once the Ghost Scepter ends, you're still going to be in a good position. And maybe you can combo it with Sanking Stuns and Enigma Stun that they can't actually get those Ghost Scepters off.
Well, I mean, you predicted accurately that item that he's going to get, so we'll exactly see if that's it. Meanwhile, on top, we are seeing a lot of creeps being ganked. I saw there's an Emo, there's a Blink in. He's losing HP very rapidly, but again, Song of Siren is always available. He's not going to use it if you're not going to force him to, so yeah, he's going to be back off. And the thing is, the cooldown of the spell is also so short that, like, you could just use it for a gank or use it to run away from a gank, and you can have it up for the next team fight.
60-second cooldown on Song of the Siren. I mean, as you say, great for initiating ganks. It's got a massive AoE as well, so you can just pop it, let Venomancer run in, let the Tinker run in, cast March and things a couple times before you turn it off. And then really, it's right off the bat, it's a hard fight for Dara to win. But at the same time, Na'Vi, they don't want to be too aggressive with any sort of a team fight because it's going to be Sanking, Epicentering in. It's a level 3 Epicenter now. Enigma's going to be sitting back. He's got a Ghost Scepter now, probably going to start building towards a BKB, I feel. Although there is still the Lich Chain Frost to go through that BKB and cancel it, but it's one of those things, it just gives them some nice survivability, but still, it's going to be hard. Na'Vi cannot overextend until they get punished by the big AoE ultimates, not to mention heroes like TA and PL, great for punishing any sort of overextensions from Na'Vi at the same time.
Artstyle, checking his skill up to 2,600 already. Heart is going to be his choice, or do you think this is where he just goes Vid Booster and goes for another item?
Sorry, what was that? I was just
well, we'll talk about it later as Goblin not blinking away. He's trying to melt, but the net will see you. Immediate blink in. Goblin's HP going down so rapidly. They're going to have to take this fight. They're forced to do so because he is reviving right now. Everybody camping on it. Huge Illuminate. Goblin down the Habit Tree. Black Hole on everything, but Epicenter comes in right now. Chain Frost. Venomancer ult is bouncing insane, but Emo, look at him go! Wow! Light of Heaven is gonna just go down, but hey, you know, Emo's fine. Meanwhile, we have a blink in from Tinker, just to finesse the double kill immediately. Dandy still have to blink, he dodges the burrow! Quad kill for Tinker! My god! Dandy! Someone send him a get well card, because this man is sick! He's sick right now!
That was insane! That fight was over. Naga Siren had TP'd out, and then he says, I'm just going to TP into 4 heroes. And he kills all, well, he TPs into 5 heroes, and he kills 4 of them. Holy crap.
This is where you have that NBA music, and this game is amazing, or something like that. Whatever that commercial is, because this is, my mind is blown, my heart is pounding. Guys, ladies and gentlemen, TPL Masters. We're going to see more of this tomorrow.
Where magic happens, and this
happens.
This is day 1.
This is day 1.
Tomorrow.
Also, day 1 of a 2-day tournament, but still, I mean, it's insane.
Final points that don't need to be mentioned. This is day 1, and tomorrow we have got the more important matches, which will be your finals and all the other good matches. But this is just your loser bracket round 1. Dara trying to fight to stay in this. I mean, they lose this match, they are out. They do no longer have a chance to stay in this. It's going to be Na'Vi looking to march their way through this loser bracket and make a grand finals appearance.
Man, don't get this guy mad. This guy is crazy. Alright, I mean, as amazing as all those played is, let's actually focus back on the game. 22-14 in the favor of Radiant. Goal lead about 75,000, which, I mean, at this point of game, it doesn't mean too much of anything, right? Like, that's just one team fight and a tier 2 tower or something like that. And suddenly, the goal could swing very, very quickly. EXP lead, about the same thing. Again, not too big of a deal. What is really important for me is how these team fights been going. They're just pwning a Radiance PL like it doesn't matter, and they're doing it through a Tinker and Naga Siren. Naga Siren I could understand a little bit more, but this Tinker, he's just blinking in like he doesn't care. Like he's the one with the Song of Siren. And last time I checked, he just has rearm.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a blink. He hasn't even got a 4-star.
Yeah, exactly.
He takes damage. He's got no way of getting out of there. All he can do is pop the shivers and try run like hell. But so far, it's been working out for him. And Naga Siren, speaking of which, the other hero to help deal with those heroes has picked up a Diffusal Blade. So there's going to be additional DPS, additional slows, and some great initiation. Speaking of initiation, they've gone in on Templar Assassin at top. Doesn't look like they're going to commit for this. Lich and Venomancer doing a bit of damage there, but they do back things off. But here's Dendi. And when Dendi arrives, it looks like they want to go in, want to make something happen. Mo decides against it, will back off. And Na'Vi looks like they're being cautious, but at the same time, they're looking for those openings. They're sort of eagerly looking, but they'll make sure that they're not going to be running into any sort of big AoE wombo combo, which there is the potential of with the Sand King, with the Enigma, as well as the Coddle with the maxed out Illuminate. And
also, here's this word that Butcher Travel becomes extremely, extremely useful. For example, right now, Phantom Master could TP up bot and just start pushing it there. Now, Tinker will always come defend, but that means no matter what stage of the game you are, you're never going to really be unable to cross a river and farm, because you're such a tanky hero, you're so finesse, you have the wind walk or doppel walk. You should be able to get out of most trouble, provided you see them coming. Our style is going to just run all the way up bot and save its Butcher Travel for later usage. Then he, by the way, does not have to save anything because he has rearm. Again, such impressive display of Tinker play so far. And meanwhile, Arstyle's trying to get its farm on. I guess at this point it has to be a heart. I'm just not sure how much a heart is actually going to do in terms of changing this game.
Yeah, and we're going to see. Heart will help Matt soon, given this. A good chunk of survivability. I mean, extra sort of 1k HP really helps him out. But I mean, look at Dendi. Look at what he's got. I mean, he's got an Ultimate Orb as well as his Scythe of Vice and then Shiver's Guard. That's going to be either a Lincoln Sphere or possibly even the Manta style. And he's going to catch out the Enigma here. Enigma, there's no escape for him. He's going to get changed. He's tanking massive epicenter, goes flying in. Templar Assassin actually takes out Chen. Puppy doesn't get a chance to pop off any of his heals. But I mean, the return fire, it's coming, and Sand King actually forced to buy back. Goblin's on the run now. Lich trying to chase him down. And elsewhere, it is going to be Havos just sort of leading the charge. He does not give a crap here whatsoever. Dendi's sitting back at base. He's going to be looking to TP in and come right back in, set up some more kills. And for the moment, though, Na'Vi with Chen down will be looking to play things a bit safer. They did force the Sand King into buying back, though.
I actually think that despite the force of buyback, Artstyle has just bought himself a lot more time to farm. Heart is finished now. He has a chance to farm for buyback, farm for the buyback. So I think that team fight went pretty well, despite that, numerically they have lost it. killing the Chen from the get-go and preventing all those defensive healing items, and of course Hand of God. Very, very helpful. Now, one thing I want to point out is that Keeper of Light should remember that Blinding Light is extremely crucial against Naga Siren. Even the pushback against more the finesse hero like Tinker is very, very helpful. These team fights have been so hectic that I've not even seen whether he's used it or not, but I don't think I've seen one yet, so just one thing to point out, that this hero has a lot more utility than just spamming down Creep Wave. I'm not sure whether he's using all of it.
Yeah, no, it's definitely one of those things where you've got such a great versatile set of skills for those team fights. Playing like even the Mana Leak, putting that on some of those key
Tinker.
heroes. I mean, oh yeah, definitely. Either Tinker or Naga Siren means Tinker's moving around those fights a lot. If you can chew through his mana, it really limits what he's done. He's actually picked up a full man style now. Dendy not even worried about buyback. That's something where Na'Vi have to be careful. If he gets picked off, if he goes down, that's going to be a long time without the Tinker, who's now level 24.
Well, I mean, they have all tier 2 towers still up, and perhaps if they lose a team fight, they'll lose a tier 2, but I don't think they're in danger of getting racks at this point. Both teams fully realize that the Roshan is back, so they're making some headways in, but meanwhile, though, look at Dendy, again, just playing like he has Song Siren. Perhaps he will pay here. Is there going to be a black hole used? No, Dendy gets off his rearm, so he's going to be right out of here. Meanwhile, a little bit of team fight skirmish breaking out in the Roshan pit. Na'Vi team already working it down to half. Emo doing quite a bit of damage. Mag just kind of chilling right there. He has to burrow strike out. Those wards are just doing a number to him. Roshan down to about 3,000 HP. If you gotta go, you gotta go now. The wards canceling so many blink daggers right now. Venomancer, Gale onto 2, but the daggers cancel. Mag misses a huge ultimate. Roshan is down to just about no HP. Song of Siren perhaps for the Roche. Blink Burrow. Roche. No, Tinker picks up the Aegis. That's the man you don't want him to map. Mag goes down. BKB gets popped on Emo. Illuminates being channeled. There's a cheese on the ground. Looks like Lafamage gets picked up by Naga Siren. Light of Heaven down to about half. Chain Frost on Dubas. Dubas goes down. Where the hell was Arstyle? Arstyle trying to get a Rax trade. Well, it's going to be a very valiant attempt. He's right-clicking like his life depends on it. He's going to back off. Arstyle. No, out of mana at this point. Forces out a glyph, but he needs to defend, and I'm not sure whether he could do it by himself.
The thing is, PL cannot actually he can't really go for those counter pushes and actually take a Rax very quickly. He does get the tower there, but Dendy's just going to be there ready to defend if needed. And it looks like it is going to be Na'Vi who come out on top if there is a bit of a Rax right here. So the Sand King down at the moment after a couple buybacks here. Dara, though, Black Hole is up. Can they get the big Black Hole landing? That's going to be the key thing for defending this. Dendy's still bottom. He is looking to push that out, but now he's ready to TP mid. And it looks like now is the time where Na'Vi want to strike, when Na'Vi want to get a Rax. Sand King being down, the only thing you have to be worried about is going to be that Black Hole, though.
Yeah, the Enigma buyback and the multiple uses of Illuminate and as well as, the illusions from PL was able to hold them back, at least for now. But here comes Dendy. He's porting in with the Aegis, so he's going to be even more aggressive. You can't actually go backdoor. Are they initiating with this? It seems like you are. And they're going to... Who are they going to focus to? Boss gets melted immediately. Look at the amount of AoE damage V gets off a Black Hole. It's going to be the full duration, but not enough damage output. Dendy, a lot of damage just with the Marching Machine as well as Shiva's Guard. That is a bulldoze by the Radiant team. They focus the racks. Mag comes with a huge ultimate. That's on 4. BKB on Emo, so he's blocking a whole bunch of it. Meanwhile, Arstyle trying to get the right click. Will Arstyle be able to muster up this defense? Emo down to half HP. Song of Siren is down for 30 more seconds. Light of Heaven very low. Light of Heaven is alive right now. Goblin hexed up. Half HP, a quarter HP. He goes down. Arstyle gets hexed as well. The blink backwards from Dendy. They don't care about Arstyle right now. They care about this tower. This tower is dead. No more buyback for just about everybody. Emo with no HP. He's just storming right in. Arstyle defending, but it's just not enough. Maybe enough to hold this Rax. But I think, again, they might have held the Rax, but they really lost the battle.
And now Dendy is back. This is not over. Dendy goes straight in. Song of the Siren actually being used to start things off. Followed by a sheep. This is going to be a couple sheeps being chained together. Art's going to go down. He has got a buyback. He's going to have to use that immediately. Does do so. Dubas, once again, being turned into mincemeat, goes down. This is going to be a mid-rack, but looks things. I mean, Art's buying back. Should be at least the melee racks here. Is back. Plague Wards as well as some illusions. Tinker Mad style should finish off the racks. Maybe not. Lich ultimate being popped. It's going to bounce only once to a PL illusion. And no Na'Vi, they get forced back. The mid racks is still alive on about 50 HP. Dara have held, at least for now. It's
really, really close. But again, you just gotta keep my Radiant. All they have to do is pop the Solemn Siren, run in, just again, you can't actually focus Rax when the Song Siren is up. It gives the enemy Rax invulnerability as well. But right when the Song Siren goes down, it's just an instant right click and that Rax goes down. So if they want it, whenever Na'Vi wants, they will claim it, which I'm assuming is very, very soon. Once their ultimates are coming off cooldown, they will go again.
No, I have to agree. They're probably going to go for that very, very soon. I mean, they do have to worry somewhat about the dire ultimate combos, but with that Song of the Siren, like you said, it's almost a guaranteed Rax for them. And Dendi getting ridiculously farmed himself, and he's sitting on 5k gold now with an Aegis. He's not going to have any fear whatsoever. There's not even any more items he can get. He can drop the Aegis and pick up another big item. But as far as item progression goes, he's pretty limited in what he can do here. Artsel at bottom, he's trying to TP out. He actually gets straight up Hex, and now Dendi maybe going to be able to focus him down. Actually blinks into some trees there. A bit of miss micro here. He's trying to chase on after. He blinks into some more trees. And elsewhere, it's going to be Sanking. Mag getting very, very low. Can Na'Vi keep up with him? They need some vision, and it's going to be Goblin goes in with the Desolate. Immediate Ghost Scepter from Light of Heaven. Venomancer, the Lich ultimate, the slow Sanking Epicenter gets himself very, very low, less than 100 HP. He's going to go down to this poison damage by the looks of things. No, he dodges the last hit here, and it's going to be Puppey. Chen taking a lot of damage. Chen heal. Tinker Dendi picks himself up some more kills, picks up the Templar Assassin. Artsal as well, very, very low, getting Chain Hex now. He's going to go down as well. No buyback left, and now 90 seconds, no PL on the board, no Templar Assassin on the board, no Enigma, none of the heroes with buyback. This could be the end for Dara, I feel.
Just want to point out that during that team fight, Naga, the most farm hero, was just kind of chilling on top. Took down the melee Rax, chased someone down to the fountain, no problem there. Na'Vi is in full control of this game. If anyone decides to think otherwise, well, I don't know what game you're watching because that was a 4v5 and Na'Vi won it handily.
Yeah, I mean, Havost and Dendi just getting ridiculously farmed and using it to great effect, really controlling their heroes and just working together. I mean, whereas you can look at this PL, he's got this massive farm, but he hasn't had much of a huge impact on this game. I mean, it's just haven't had the openings, and the Sanking and the Enigma, the teamwork and synergy just hasn't been there for Dara, I feel.
Yep. Na'Vi just showing off why they are considered was one of the best teams. There's the Holy Light. There we go. That was nice to watch. Or Blinding Light, excuse me. Again, one of the more underrated spell, but here we go. Na'Vi just says, we're going to take this second melee Rax, and no G's gonna call. We're gonna go for the third Rax. Here comes a Blink Initiation. Shiva's Mansa, just everything. Blink. Black Hole. No. Blink out from Dendi. The ninja. They're gonna get a couple more kills. Stat pattern. And Na'Vi is gonna be moving to the next round. And there, unfortunately, will be eliminated.
Yeah, Dara, the first team out of this TPL Masters. I mean, you sound like you weren't too surprised. I have to say, I definitely think I'm not incredibly surprised. I would have thought it would be either probably Dara or I'd say MTW maybe have been in slightly weaker form as of late. But I definitely expected Na'Vi to go through this match and not surprised to see them going on to the next round. The only loss, of course, was that default loss from earlier on when they were busy playing the WCG Russia qualifiers. But here they are in strong form. And I mean, Na'Vi looking very, very convincing, I have to say.
Yeah, I mean, there was some great individual play. I don't want to count that out. Mag's been hitting some great epicenters, but this is, the coordination is just on a different level. And I just want to say that also, Naga Siren, the way that I feel Havos is playing it, it's very, very different. In the earlier get-go of the game, he was actually moving around the map quite a bit, ganking a lot, using Riptide, just charging in. And it just shows, you know, this hero, I don't think many teams have fully figured him out. There's just so many different playstyles. Havos just showed us one of many.
Yeah, he really has been used in different ways. I mean, you can see the ultimate used to set up Ravages and Black Holes. You can see now, I mean, they'll use the ultimate to sort of get themselves in a better position to move around. Or even just, I mean, like you say, roaming Templar Assassin. I mean, sorry, not roaming Templar Assassin, roaming Naga Siren. And as a result, Na'Vi, I mean, they're going to cruise on through, but it has been a fantastic day. Really entertaining matches, I have to say, from this TPL Masters. Really great matches. We saw Kato a couple of times. We saw Visage. I mean, just great heroes to have overall. Got you want to let everybody know when we will resume tomorrow? We'll be resuming tomorrow at 14 CEST, not CET. I get abused and flamed and say it's not CET, it's CEST, Central European Summertime, and that's at 2 p.m. in the afternoon for you Europeans. And for those of you not in Europe, well, you can do the conversions yourself. I believe that's about 8. I think it's around 7 or 8 p.m. for people in my time zone, which is over in Asia.
Yeah, that's going to do it for today. Thank you guys for tuning in. I know there were some technical difficulties in between. Hopefully that would not occur tomorrow. And thank you guys for watching. And until next time, this is Gods and Luminous. We are signing off. Tune in tomorrow, 14 CEST. I think we're going to start off the day with MTW versus Mouse, a winner bracket. The loser of that match will play the dreaded Navi. And then we're going to go from there. So, yeah. See you guys tomorrow.